Awesome. Awesome. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining this BB broadcast, talking all things thickening. My name is Brittany. I've been with the company since 2006, so I'm super excited to launch this product with you. Before I introduce Sheena, just in the chat real quick, let me know where you guys are calling in from. I see that we have somebody from Detroit, but just let us know where you're at so we know who we're talking to. And while we wait, I'll let Sheena go ahead and introduce herself. Hi, Sheena.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Sheena. I am the regional business consultant with Bumble and Bumble, and I just relocated to beautiful San Diego. So I'm super excited to talk all things thickening and kind of get into the new stuff too. I know Brittany's excited.
You know, I always love a new thing to play with. So, yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah,
All
super,
right.
super excited.
Your hair looks gorgeous as always. Love the
Thank
curls.
you.
My curly
Thank you.
girl.
Yeah, I love your curls at the bottom too, and that red lip. You can never
Oh
go
yeah,
wrong.
I went for volume today, right?
So did I.
All things volume. Yes, got to have some volume today. All right, so we'll just jump right into it. We're going to talk about the new products of the BB thickening line. So as you guys know, our thickening line is volumizing spiked with strand swelling Emblica technology, and it has a gentle moisture. So it has really big, soft, movable, touchable hair. So it's stocked with 9 volumizing essentials and spiked with strand swelling Emblica technology and gentle moisturizers for lush and touchable volume, right? So gotta love volume, want to be able to flip that hair around, right?
Exactly. Awesome. So we are actually super, super excited to introduce to you our new product. It is the BB Thickening Plumping Mask. And once everyone gets their hands on it, you will be absolutely amazed and ready for the spring with super big volume, touchable, lovely, soft hair. We also did have a cool packaging update that we're excited to talk about later on, which is the Go Big treatment changed up the verbiage. So what it actually does is Go Big Plumping treatment. And we'll talk about that later as well.
One thing I love about our product line too is it actually on the packaging says what it's going to do. So you don't ever have to wonder.
Exactly.
All right, so as I said, our BB thickening is infused with that Emblica technology. So what that Emblica does is it actually goes into the hair strand to plump it from the inside out, making it fuller, thicker, and more voluminous from roots to ends, right?
Oh yeah, I love it. And it's so interesting when we look through the product lines, we can actually label it out for you which ones do have that Emblica technology. So it's a really cool product to have it basically plump from the hair shaft so you can start with fuller hair.
Absolutely.
So let's get into it, right? Let's look at all of our thickening collection. And obviously, a great hair day starts in the shower or in the stink bowl. And we will talk about our lovely shampoo, conditioner, and our new mask, which is super exciting. So the thickening volume shampoo and conditioner, it is really nice because it's also hydrating as well. A little bit goes a long way. A quick tidbit that I like to tell my clients is this shampoo actually has silk powders in it, so it helps absorb any of that excess oil. So you can really start with a nice body, full, thickening hair. And the conditioner, if you guys see closely that little Emblica strand technology, that means it has Emblica technology in it. Which another tidbit, it's also Indian gooseberry. So that's part of that Emblica technology, kind of really nice little asset that we put in there. And then we will go and talk more about it, the new mask, which is going to revolutionize your hair game, everyone. And then our Big Plumping treatment, you can start that off as soon as you get out of the shower from mids to ends to really plump that hair strand.
I love what you said about the shampoo and conditioner also being hydrating, because I think when a lot of people think of volumizing, they don't necessarily think of hydration, because a lot of times hydration or moisture makes it sound like it'll weigh the hair down. So I love that you touched on that, because just because you want big, beautiful hair doesn't mean that you're going to lack in that moisturizing or hydration category. So I love that you said that.
Definitely.
So talking about styling, my bread and butter, my favorite product ever is the thickening spray. It's our pro favorite backstage. We use it on most clients. It definitely has a lot of memory. It plumps. It's our pre-styler for a lush blow dry. So when you hit this product with the heat of the blow dryer, it just expands. So it has like a lot of memory and a lot of hold. So it really cuts down on that styling time. If you're curling or if you're flat ironing, it takes away that need for having to have a ton of hairspray in your hair. It really locks in that memory for what you need for styling. For the thickening full form soft mousse, me personally, I've been traumatized by mousses in the past because, you know, I'm a child of the 90s. So everything was kind of super crunchy. And I was like, I do not want that ramen noodle hair. But this is so soft. So you can definitely still get the volume and moisture and hold while still being able to move your hair around. You're not going to feel like you have a helmet on your head. You definitely have that touchable volume. The Blow Dry Perfecting Thickening Great Body Blow Dry Cream. It's a heat protective cream. So when we say that something is heat protective, what does that mean? That means that we have tested it at 450 degrees Fahrenheit at 30 passes on a flat iron. So that is the level of protection that we are talking about. It has a soft hold to it. So it's really great for anybody that has kind of heavier hair and needs a little lift. It's great for that too. So when we think of a cream, a lot of times we think of, you know, it has to go on like medium texture hair to get that volume, but it can go on any texture of hair, including that super heavy hair that needs a little life and some pick me up. So then we're going to go into our dry spun, which, I mean, come on, fan favorite. Everybody loves it. The scent, it's instant texture in a can. It is that product that I always tell people to keep in their purses. You know, if you're at work all day and then you're going out to dinner later, just a few little pumps of this and it's instant volume, instant texture, instant style in a can. For our thickening cream contour, it's a very soft cream. Excuse me. So it's a soft cream that can smooth out hair, but it doesn't add weight. So it's really great for any type of finishing. If you have flyaways, if you want to bring out a little texture in your bob, or if you're even finishing off like a ponytail or a updo style, it really helps lock in those flyaways. So you don't feel the need to use like a wet spray or a hairspray if you would not like to. And Sheena, I know you love the dry spun as well.
I was going to say, thank you for bringing that in. I love dry spun because the thing, like kind of Brittany was saying, we have these assumptions like thickening, we don't need the moisture, but we do need the moisture. Same with dry spun. Is it for curly hair? Can I use it? Absolutely, right? Because there are days where my hair, you know, is not as full as I want it to be. And I need that instant pick me up texture. I just grab some dry spun, just throw it in there, whoosh, whoosh, and then I get my big volume. And if I want to have 80s hair, I can have 80s hair, right? So dry spun is like Brittany said, it's an absolute go-to. You can put it in your purse, trunk of your car, gym bag, because it'll just give you that instant style so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us in the chat. We can see what you're saying, but we cannot see your name. So if you put your name in with your question, we'll definitely answer any questions you guys might have. Yes, ramen noodle hair is trauma.
I've had it.
I know. It's like that super shiny crunch. And you're like, no, thank you.
No.
All right. So we're going to talk about texture now. So that is the thickness and smoothness of each strand. So anytime I have a client sitting in my chair and they're unsure of what their texture is, a lot of time they talk about like, oh, my hair is super thick. Okay, but what is your texture? Because that's talking about density. I want to know what your actual strand feels like. So when you touch one of your strands of hair, you can feel if it's super smooth or if there's little bumps, you can tell what the texture might be. So the textures are fine, medium, and coarse. And so we have little products down here that can be appropriate for each style. Each one of them, as you can see, has been approved for the plumping mask. Right? So that's really cool. So that means that from fine to coarse, this mask is great for you. That means it's going to give you volume, but it's also going to give you that hydration. So if you have drier textured hair, that doesn't mean that you can't use the volumizing products. It still will hydrate you. For fine hair, we have the plumping mask, the Go Big plumping treatment, the full form mousse, the dry spun, and the cream contour. That's a lot of products that's approved for fine hair, right? When we think of fine hair, we think of less is more because you don't want to weigh it down, but these all will help accentuate the volume in your hair. For medium, we have the plumping mask again, the thickening spray, and the full form mousse and the Go Big treatment. or not the Go Big treatment, the Great Body Blow Dry. That's kind of a tongue twister for me for some
Totally
reason.
is.
Awesome. So that means that these are going to give you volume. Like if you have a little bit heavier hair, you know, that thickening spray or full form mousse is really going to help lift that off your scalp and give you a lot of volume. For coarse hair, which don't even get me started on this haircut because I'm obsessed with that haircut. I'm all about like a little French bob these days, and chances are I might cut my hair off soon. So stay tuned for that. But again, you can use that plumping mask, the Go Big plumping treatment, the thickening spray, and the Great Body Blow Dry cream. So I want to touch on the coarse hair because a lot of times people think coarse hair doesn't need thickening products. But what I'm seeing right now is that her strands are coarse, but she has low density hair. So that means if we're going in there with that Go Big plumping treatment, we can spot treat that to really make it where she needs to see more volume. Right. So just because you have coarse curly hair doesn't mean that it can't be low in density where you need to see extra volume. That makes sense?
I absolutely agree because I run into clients all the time that just because they have coarser hair, they might, like you mentioned, they might have low density, and we want to be able to highlight their natural body or wave and even with their coarse strands, but also make it look fuller. And that's where you can kind of like, for me, I've definitely used a thickening spray and a girl defining cream, even though they're from completely two different families. It's definitely worked, and I've seen it work on others as well.
Yeah, and you bring up such a great point in that in our product lines, we always want to make sure that we have something for everyone, you know? So it's like super inclusive. We have what you need. It's just all about teaching you how to use it and prescribing the right products for you. It doesn't all have to be in the same family, but you can mix and match and cocktail and really get those long-term results that you want.
I agree. Wow, I love that. I love her hair color. I was telling everyone earlier, like, I absolutely love that hair color. Beautiful. And how exciting is this new thickening plumping mask? So this is a revolutionary product. And I think what we've all realized, and especially in the last couple of years, is how important it is to have self-care days, right? Days where you can take that extra time to put a mask on your hair, a mask on your face, listen to good music. This is really important to us. And so, Bumble knew that this was the perfect time to include a thickening plumping mask for folks who really want to step out and have big, voluminous hair. So we also made this a little easy for you guys too, because it's giving you that instant volume in the shower, right? So it's a volumizing shower treatment, and it's going to expand each hair strand, full on all day volume. And we're going to be using that Emblica technology that we spoke about. And literally what the Emblica technology does is just swell the hair shaft. So you can start with fuller hair. And this thickening mask is absolutely beautiful too, because yes, it's going to give you moisture, because we all need a little bit, right? Some of us need more. Me. Can I get a right?
Yes.
So this is great because it's going to give you moisture. It's also going to swell your hair shaft, so make it nice and full. But at the same time, it's going to help detangle, nourish your scalp, right? It's going to strengthen your hair, provide manageability, and protect against breakage, which is really important because I think all of us have done some things to our hair that needs a little extra love. So it gives you a bunch of great benefits. And Brittany's going to speak about how to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing to really note too is that this is color safe. It is silicone free, and it is a vegan product. So it's got all those little tidbits in there as well. To use this, I mean, it is very self-explanatory. It is a mask that you use in the shower. So you are going to run it through scalp to ends, and then you're going to wait about 2 to 5 minutes to rinse it out. For this picture, we did put on the bottom what her hair was styled with, because obviously, I mean, she was definitely styled and curled and all that kind of stuff. So we want to be really transparent and let you know what was used in her hair for the styling. So her hair was actually styled with the plumping mask, the Go Big Plumping treatment, thickening spray, and dry spun. So that's what gave her like that really big voluminous blowout.
I love it. It's so gorgeous. All right. So don't worry, you guys. It's still the same beautiful, amazing formula. So we have the BB Thickening Go Big Plumping treatment. So we wanted to add the word plumping because we want to make sure that clients, when they pick up the bottle, like Brittany mentioned, they know what it's doing. And when we added that plumping word to it, it just coincides with the rest of her family. So the Go Big Plumping treatment is definitely a fan favorite as well. It's, you can use it as a primer when you get out of the shower. It has heat protection. It does all that great stuff. And it's going to give you that big bouncy blow dry that we all love. Like we mentioned before, this has that Emblica technology and, it's going to give you that high volume style. But at the same time, it's going to help condition, detangle, fight frizz, all of that beautiful stuff. Something that you can also remember as well is it is a lightweight formula. So depending on the density, things we've spoken about before, you can put as much as needed to the type of hair that you have. And how awesome was that model, right? She was blowing her own hair, doing it.
I know. It's always, as a stylist, when I see clients blow drying their own hair, I'm always like, do you want help? But they can do it. I always just feel like I'm supposed to. But yeah, so same great formula, much better name, right? Tells you what it's going to do. This is used as needed. So that means that you can spot treat it. It doesn't mean that you can't use it all over. If you need plumping all over your hair, you can go roots to ends with this one. But if you just feel like you're a little sparse in certain areas, or my favorite way to use it is if I have a client that has color treated hair and it's just a little sparse on the ends just from, dry chemical or technical, like curling iron, flat iron, just over styled hair, you can just spray it on the ends and just really help fill in those gaps. So you can use it all over or just where you need it. It definitely is lightweight, so you're not going to feel like a residue on your hair at all. So another thing to know about this is that it's not a long-term treatment, right? So it does wash out when you wash your hair. You use it every time you shampoo your hair to get that results.
I actually didn't know that, Brittany. That was a cool tidbit that I didn't know. It's like you can kind of use it as a spot treatment. I had no idea.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't need volume everywhere. Like for me, I definitely don't need volume at my roots. I mean, that she'll take care of herself. But every once in a while, because it's been a while since I've had my hair cut, or if I feel like it's just a little dry on the ends or feeling a little see-through, I can spray it on the ends and really just kind of fill in those gaps where it looks super full on the ends.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so amazing. I love it.
All right. So that is our two lovely products, a thickening mask and the Go Big plumping treatment. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask us now before we let you have the rest of your Monday. But as you guys are typing, if you have any questions, I'm just going to say, Sheena, thank you so much for joining me on this. It's always fun to see you. I feel like it's been ages since I've seen you.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but virtually we're doing it.
Virtually we're here. We're present. Awesome.
Yeah, this is super awesome. I always love doing these with you, Brittany, because I learned so many cool tips and tricks that I would have never known just because you're such a backstage guru. You're such a great educator, and it's always a blast to hang out with you.
Thank you. And if you guys have any other questions on the rest of the thickening line, we do have a previous broadcast where James has gone through the other thickening products in more detail. So we definitely still have that on our page for you if you want a recap. All right.
Aww,
awesome. Hi, James. James is in the comments. Hi, James. All
Love us
right, guys.
some
Well, thank
days.
you so much for joining us. And please feel free to reach out at Bumble Pro if you have any questions, and definitely give us a follow. And thank you again, Sheena.
Oh, thank you. It was so lovely. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.